All right, y'all, we need to talk because things are getting messy online, and a lot of rumors are flying around that just don't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. So let's start with what's going on between Stefon Diggs and Cardi B, because this situation right here, yeah, it got out of hand real quick. A blog page recently tried to put words in Stefon Diggs' mouth, claiming that he said something extremely disrespectful about Cardi B. According to that post, he allegedly called being with her one of the worst decisions of his life and blamed the relationship for affecting his image and business deals. Now, I don't know about you, but that already sounded suspicious. And clearly, Stefon felt the same way because he wasted no time jumping into the comments to shut it all the way down. He basically said, "Absolutely not. I would never say anything like that," and made it very clear that he would never disrespect the mother of his child in that way. He even went as far as warning the page to stop spreading lies just for attention. And honestly, I'm glad he spoke up because lately, there's been a lot of wild stories floating around about both him and Cardi B. Every other day, it feels like there's a new rumor trying to paint their situation in a negative light. For example, there was another claim going around saying that Cardi B allegedly kicked him out of one of her shows because he was acting out and questioning her about their child in public. Now, whether that actually happened or not, nobody has confirmed it, but people ran with that story like it was facts. And that's the problem. When these stories go unchecked, they start to shape a narrative that may not even be true. So seeing Stefon Diggs step in and defend Cardi B publicly, that says a lot. At the end of the day, regardless of their relationship status, there's a child involved, and showing respect in public, even if things aren't perfect behind the scenes, is important. Now, not too long ago, fans even spotted them together backstage with their baby, which had people thinking that maybe things between them are at least peaceful, if not completely resolved. And if that's the case, then good for them. Co-parenting isn't always easy, especially under public pressure, so if they're making it work in their own way, that's what really matters. But I want to know what you think. Do you believe Stefon Diggs did the right thing by addressing the rumor directly, or do you think he should have just ignored it? Now let's move on because the next situation also had people talking. So apparently Glorilla had to check Brandon Ingram after a comment he made that didn't sit well with a lot of people. During a conversation, Brandon casually mentioned that Glorilla can get on his nerves to the point where he just wants to go to sleep. Now, he probably thought it was just a harmless joke. But the internet, yeah, they didn't take it that way. Clips started circulating, and suddenly people were questioning whether he actually liked her or not. Later on, when he was asked about it again, he admitted that Glorilla had something to say about that comment. And let's just say, she didn't let it slide. He even joked that she lit him up and made it clear that he wouldn't be making comments like that again. Now, here's the thing. Being annoyed in a relationship is normal. Anybody who's ever been in a serious relationship knows that. You spend enough time with someone, and eventually little things are going to get on your nerves. That doesn't mean you don't care about them, but saying it publicly, that's where it gets tricky. Because once it's out there, people start reading into it, analyzing it, and turning it into something bigger than it might actually be. So while the feeling itself might be normal, the way it was presented is what caused the reaction. Now moving on to the last situation, and this one is probably the most intense out of all of them. There's a lot going on involving Megan Thee Stallion, Klay Thompson, and Lexie Brown. And honestly, it's messy. So here's what happened. After Megan and Klay's relationship reportedly ended, rumors started spreading about what caused the breakup. And somehow, Lexie Brown ended up getting dragged into it. People started accusing her of being involved, claiming that she had been talking to Klay behind the scenes, and even suggesting that the relationship between him and Megan wasn't real to begin with. But Lexie Brown quickly shut that down. She came forward and made it very clear that she had nothing to do with their situation. She said she doesn't even know Megan personally and that any claims about her being involved are completely false. And it didn't stop there. She also expressed frustration about the fact that she's been the only one publicly denying the rumors, while the people actually involved haven't said anything to clear her name. Now imagine being in that position. You're getting blamed for something you didn't do, receiving threats, and watching your name get dragged all over social media. And the people who could potentially shut it down are staying silent. That's a lot. She even revealed that things got so bad that she had to take extra security measures because of the threats she was receiving. Not just for herself, but for her family as well. And honestly, that part is serious. At that point, it's no longer just gossip. It's affecting someone's safety and well-being. So I understand why she feels like someone should speak up. Now, some people are saying Megan doesn't owe anyone an explanation. And technically, that's true. But others feel like if you have the power to stop misinformation, especially when it's harming someone, you should at least try. And then there's Klay Thompson. A lot of people believe that he, more than anyone, could easily clear things up with a simple statement. Something as basic as saying Lexie had no involvement could shift the narrative immediately. But so far, he's been quiet. And instead, he's been seen online enjoying his time, even going live from his boat, which sparked another wave of reactions from fans. People started criticizing him, saying it didn't look right to be out there having fun while all this drama was still circulating. Some even brought up the fact that he had named the boat in a way that connected back to Megan, which just added more fuel to the situation. Now, whether that's fair or not, that's up for debate. But one thing is clear. The internet is watching everything, and when emotions are involved, especially after a public breakup, people tend to take sides quickly. As for Lexie Brown, she's standing firm on her position. She's made it clear multiple times that she had no involvement and just wants her name cleared so she can move on and focus on her career. And honestly, that's understandable. No one wants to be stuck in the middle of a situation they didn't create. So now the question is, should Klay Thompson or Megan Thee Stallion step in and say something to clear her name? Or should they stay silent and let things die down on their own? Because eventually the internet will move on, but until then, situations like this can be overwhelming for the people involved. Either way, I want to hear what you think about all of this. Do you think Stefon Diggs handled his situation the right way? Was Brandon Ingram's comment really that big of a deal? And most importantly, should Lexie Brown be defended publicly by the people involved? Let me know your thoughts down below, because this whole situation, yeah, it's definitely not as simple as it looks.